Good evening, this is your psychic LG, reporting from the United Kingdom. Is anybody there? Knock once for yes, twice for no. Hello, hello, hello. It is 11:02 p.m. UK time, heading towards the witching hour, and we are going to delve deep tonight. Is anybody there? Hiya, Owen. Hiya, White Flower. How you doing? Hiya, Owen in Arizona. Border Collie. How you all doing? Hello there, Topaz, new subscriber on Twitch. That sounds a bit shushy, that, doesn't it? Sounds a little bit Can you hear us all right? You have to give us a 5-5 if you can hear us. I've had to reboot my computer. I believe I'm live now on YouTube. Good evening, Twitchers, and good evening, YouTube. How are you all doing? Wow, that just come like boof. I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to wherever you all are around the world. We are going to delve deep tonight. This is Soviet Britain, where I am reporting from. It is getting very heavy over here, guys. Very, very heavy. Hello there, Kat in London town. How are you doing? Can you hear us? Let's just get a cup of tea here. And of course, it's been so lovely. We've had such a lovely day over here. It's been nice and warm, nice and hot. Probably one of the best summer days we've had so far in the UK. Nice cup of British tea, you can't beat it. A nice brew. Hello in Japan. Hello in Budapest. Oh, thank you. It has been a beautiful day in the UK, hasn't it? Do you like my top? It's a dress. I've got a little black dress on tonight. Don't ask me why I've done that. I feel like I need to be very official today. Oh, thank you. It's been really lovely, and I've been out and about, and we've had a nice afternoon. I've been with my granddaughter, and I think it's just nice to spend time with family, isn't it? Good early evening, is it, or afternoon in Massachusetts? Oh, thank you, Katie. Hiya, Jan. It was a beautiful journey back from Newcastle to Lancashire. It was lovely to see you, Jan. Jan's been to the house. Oh, thank you. It's not a top, it's a dress. I don't know if you can see. I've got the full dress on. Can you see, guys? You think I was going clubbing, you would? 3 p.m. in Arizona. I bet it's hot over there today. Now, I'm not too near the mic, am I? Well, I'll wait for people to come on and we'll get started. It's for new people who are following us. It's a bit like coming to a spiritualist church, and I get everybody in. We cast a circle of light. And then if you're worried about any persons, animals, situation, literally anything, you can write the name in the comments section and you will receive the free healing. I always do my Reiki prayers and everything before I come on. Makes you think of Demi Moore. So, it's 118 in Texas. Wow. I think I'll be passing out with that heat. So the closing ceremony Paris 2024 just ending. with fireworks. Lovely. Hello in Basingstoke. Hello, Graham. There's going to be meteor shower over UK tonight. We have a cloud. Graham's into the stargazing. He sends us amazing pictures of the moon and that type of thing. Do you follow Bruce Sees All, Graham? You would probably like Bruce. He does all the pictures on the moon and stuff like that. It's really good. And he does a lot of live shows like me. Good morning in Melbourne, in Australia. Apparently we've got weather warnings tonight for thunderstorms, but that's what the Met Office says, but hey ho. Oh, thank you, Victoria. So the cats are doing well, thanks. They're doing really good. Hello in Sarah Bay in New Zealand. That sounds nice. It's 10 a.m. Monday morning. It's crazy, isn't it, how you have the different times around the world. And I often say this. I'm talking to you now, but I could be either talking to you from the past or from the future. But we are talking the present moment in time. It's a crazy time. It's because I actually do believe that there's no such thing as linear time. I think it's just all made up by the controllers, just a control way. But there you go. Just doesn't make sense, does it? We're talking at present moment in time, but we're all in different time zones. It's crazy. Hi in Canada. So I'm going to get one cat fixed before the other. Because if anybody who doesn't know, one cat's had a flare-up of dermatitis, which is getting better now. So I'm going to get Nala in first. And the reason why I'm going to get, that's my Bengal one. The reason I'm going to get her in first is because she's escaped a few times. Just the other day, Adam was coming down the garden path and Nala was tottering behind him. And I goes, where you been? How you got out of the house? And she's going, meow, 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 meow. I says, what are you been doing? But TC's still hanging around, and still trying to get in to them. So I doubt he would do that if he should be caught. So she's going to get done first, and then I'll get the other ones easy done at a later date. So a big thank you to all the new subscribers. And do check, guys, that you're still subscribed, because as quick as I get new subscribers, I lose subscribers. And then people have said that they haven't unsubbed. And it'll be the bots which will be doing this. Or who is it? But just check that you're still subscribed. Okay. And a big thank you to all the moderators on both sites, on YouTube and Twitch, for keeping these forums safe as well. So let's start. Let's get my cup of tea. Excuse me if I sound a bit croaky. I've got these new plugins in the house. Cat calming plugins. Have you heard of them? And they're quite nice, actually. It's like lavender and valerian for calming down. God, I can smell smoke in here. For calming down the cats. And so I sound a little bit croaky, but I'll get used to it. I'm just quickly reading some of your comments here. Okay, let's start. Let's get straight into it, because it's getting crazy over here, guys, in the UK, and it's in need of another look into the crystal ball and the cards to see where we're at. Yeah, valerian root. They're pretty good. I've got a spray as well, and it's really good, and you spray around the furnishings and stuff like that, and it just it helps them to keep calm, that type of thing. So we've got Denka C here in the audience on YouTube. They keep unsubscribing me, so yes, check every time you get. Yeah, that's strange, isn't it? And David Fletcher has COVID here in the audience, so we're sending you healing there. I smell burning. I hope that little bugger upstairs isn't smoking. Definitely smell burning. Anyway, let's start. So sit back and relax, and let's look into the looking glass for 2024 and 2025. I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel. Spirits are out tonight, guys. My kitchen door, the handle's just turned like that, and the door's just open and for no reason. Isn't that crazy? I ask my faithful spirit guides, Jed, White Buffalo, Running Star, Lady Direwolf, A2I, and Ra, and any star beings that like to come forth to give us the true answers tonight. Any angels that we haven't mentioned, anybody from the spirit world, the animal kingdom, the fairy elementals, to come forth to give us true answers for what we need tonight, and the protection and the healing that we need in this circle of light. May the circle of light be casted. Amen. Love and light, love and light, love and light. Amen. There we go. There's a lot of people in the audience tonight who are really suffering. We've got somebody who's broken their ribs. Wonky Wen will send you healing. And normally we have, she's called Randy. I'll not say her surname in case she doesn't want it said. But she's been in a car crash and she's going to be fine. And I've been sending her healing. But just with us doing the circle of light tonight, I just want to mention we're sending you lots of love, Randy, and hopefully that you feel better soon. Sometimes even whiplashes and small fractures can cause trauma. Anybody who needs a personal reading, I do offer them. I'll put the link in the description on YouTube. All my videos have it in, where you can contact us either by email or through Facebook Messenger in my business page, and then you can contact us and I'll get back to you for a reading. I am taking readings. I'm taking them for end of August, September, October. So yeah, I can accommodate for you for that as well. It's been very, very strange recently, hasn't it? Extremely strange. I really don't know where to begin, guys. I mean, we had the Lionsgate, and it was very interesting. I did a lot of detoxing around Lionsgate and a lot of manifesting. And it's still working now as it's dying off, so be aware of how you're feeling, because we're really, really being tested at the moment. And don't forget that the ascension is working within. It's very important that we do the inner work. And this is why the world's gone nuts. It's gone absolutely nuts. Because the more we are ascending, the more we're seeing for what, these controllers are really, really like. And the veil is so thin at the moment. And what's being exposed in the UK at the moment is just, I can't even think of the word. But the recent thing is, what we have here in the UK, if you are caught sharing or watching, get this one, guys. Hiya there, Debbie. Even if you are watching a protest here in the UK, they can send you to court, fine you, or put you in prison. You cannot swear now. This is all since this lunatics ended up in Parliament, by the way. It's like Soviet Britain now. If you swear, you get fined £100. And yeah, I mean, they're even talking about putting people in prison for 10 to 20 years. It is really, really worrying at the moment over here. It's so divided. But since I've last been on, there was a lot of rioters, protesters, came towards our town, Newcastle upon Tyne. Don't forget, we're the Geordies, right? We're very unusual, us, the Geordies. And we stopped it. And everybody from Islam to Christians, we all came together. They were feeding the police bread on the streets, home cooked bread and everything. And it was lovely, and everybody was having street parties and stuff like that. So we believe here in Newcastle upon Tyne, right, the majority of us do anyway, that it's the government in the media what's trying to divide we. It's got nothing to do so much with Islam, or it's more to do with that they're trying to divide we. So they can use that, so when it kicks off, so that, that then they can use it as New World Order, so then they can put we into some sort of lockdown or that type of thing. That's what I believe what's happening. That's what I'm going to look into tonight. But yeah, that's the latest. And there was a guy who was sent to prison just recently this week. Some judge, I don't know if it was an island or somewhere. If anybody knows, they can comment on the link below. It is so scary. It's that's what they want. They want it to try to divide and conquer, and you haven't got to feed into it. You literally have not got to feed into it. Yeah, I love that. Franco's put, hello, Fanny. That always reminds me of the Iron Brew, Fanny. And if anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about, you've got the Iron Brew advert over here in the UK, and they normally bring a new one out all the time. They haven't had one out for ages. But one of them was, there was a woman in the hospital, and she had her baby, and the lad comes into the hospital, the father, and then the mother's there, and then he's saying, what we're going to call our daughter. And then she goes, it's going to be Fanny. And what was it? She says, my mother was a Fanny, my granny was a Fanny, and my great granny was a Fanny. Sorry, it just makes us laugh. I love that name. I think it really makes it tickles it. Do you know what I mean? And I always think of the Iron Brew advert. You've got to laugh, guys. You really have. So yeah, it is really, really worrying over here, and it's to the fact that they're trying to control about what we're thinking. Next thing it'll be, what we're saying, and next thing it'll be what we're thinking. So now you can be prosecuted over here in the UK, even if you share something, even if you're not participating in it. You are, this is what's happening. It makes me laugh how they make these laws up every day, and they don't pass it by the people. They just do what they bloody well want. But since this lunatic has been in Parliament, all of this has kicked off. So I want to see what's happening with that. I'm going to look into the US again, because it seems like with the polls that Kamala Harris seems to be doing better than Trump. So I want to see I want to look into that. Louise, there was a northern scene who you like, and Fanny from Felon. So funny. It's hilarious, isn't it? But yeah, so yeah, it's like Soviet Britain at the minute. In fact, it's worse than that. It really is. I mean, there's that many now are getting arrested, and you've got to be so careful what you're saying, otherwise the cops will just turn up the house and then drive you down to the police station. It is nuts. So I want to see what's happening in the US, if it's going to come to that I want to see what's happening in the UK with the arrests and everything, and to see if it's actually going to happen in the US as well. I'll send you bail money. It's crazy. Yeah, so you can't swear in public now. It's on the streets in Soviet Britain, you can't swear because you get fined £100. So I want to say to the Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, fuck you. Who do you think you fucking are? Right? We will stand strong. Right? And there is such thing as we can be who we want to be. Free speech, which they're trying to take away. I actually do think that he is Hitler come back. I really, really do. I think there's something quite dark about that man, and it's a disgrace that he's actually labelled it as the Labour Party. So fuck you, Keir Starmer. Let's just shake the bell and clear the energy. Fuckity bum 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 bum, fuckity fuck. Do 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 do. Right. We've got the angels here. We will not be silenced. Apparently, Elon Musk's been upsetting him on, it's not Twitter now, is it? It's X. So, I don't know. I really don't know. So, I want to look into the polls. I want to also look into... I want to try and look at a broader spectrum to what's happening. I might look into Russia tonight. I'm going to look into Japan. I'm going to look into parts of Africa. Scotland, Ireland. I'm just going to try and broaden it a little bit, okay? Because something doesn't feel right. I actually don't even think Starmer is a Tory dressed in red. I actually think that he's a traitor. He's a traitor to the country. But there you go. We do not have to like you, Mr. Starmer. Right, let's look into the next week ahead for the UK. Let me get a cup of tea. But yes, us Geordies all stood together and we all came together because we do not stand for it. We are, is it multilingual or whatever? We are all different nationalities, you know, different creed and colour, and definitely in Newcastle upon Tyne in the UK. And we all live peacefully together. We all get on. We're not going to fall into your nasty little trap. Let's see what's going on for the next week ahead. Let's see how bad this is going to get. God bless England. We've got some jumpers here. Let's pull them out. Okay, so straight away, I feel that angels are treading on this earth at the moment. We are living in very biblical times, okay? Biblical times. And I feel everyone's being targeted to a certain degree. Be it either if it's some sort of energy weaponry out there, which I do believe is out there, or it's like that devil energy, because I believe that we're puppeted. We can be puppeted. We're channels. We're literally channels, and we can go from the light side to the dark side. Right? Okay. I mean, nobody's perfect, but some people can go too far. All right. So I do feel that there's definitely all sorts happening at the minute on this planet. So we've got the temptation, we've got the temperance. So I actually do feel that there's going to be something put into place here, which is going to come out on media, on the news, in an event, and they're going to try and say that it's the Brits have got out of hand, or it's far right, something like that. What's going to happen? Okay, and there's going to be. I see young men, and I see them lined up. There might even be some women as well, and I actually feel that there's going to be sentencing. It's going to get that bad. And I've said this for a while, I've said when it kicks off, go inside and shut the door. I've been saying this now for the last couple of years. When it kicks off, go inside and shut the door. Because really, a lot of it is traps with who is in power at the moment. Okay, so there's going to be some sentencing going on. I want to say there's a rise of a witch power, what's happening. I hate the word witch really, but it is that witchcraft energy. And you've got the good side and you've got the dark side, and everybody's spiritually evolving but you've got the dark covens, which is coming into their power as well. And it's steeped in the United Kingdom with, black magic. It really, really is. It's all going on behind the scenes. These big mansions and rituals going on, that type of thing, and fields and mansions, and it is happening. A bit like the movie Eyes Wide Shut. It is happening. So I believe that we really are quite vulnerable at the moment, but it's given us the chance to step into our own power as well. And because each and every one of you don't have to come from a cult background or from psychics or mediums. We all have a history within runs through our veins. Some of you might come from the church or the cloth, or some of you might it'll just be in your veins or in your soul imprint, what you've come to this planet to do. So we are all stepping into that. We're stepping into our own power. But what I'm saying to you is even the baddies are. So we are all upgrading and we're all going into our own power, but the dark side is as well. So we don't see a difference because we're in on it. Does that make sense? We're sort of in on it, but we really are going up a notch. So there's going to be some heavy sentencing to come. And I want to say, even though we're talking about this week coming in, I actually do think that there's going to be some scandals to come off within the next 2 to 3 weeks in the United Kingdom. All right. So he's starting to show his true colours, Mr. Starmer. Okay. Right. So there he is there. We'll see. We'll call him the King of Pentacles. Okay. Authorities, he's really coming into it. I don't know why I'm getting grapes and winery with him. It's interesting. Grapes and winery. Maybe there's something to come out about that. But we've got the devil card here. It is going to get very, very worrying. I think it's been a plan, and I think that part of the plan is that he wants to control, to take it into the next step. There's something to do with Europe. Let's have a look. So we are being very we know what's going on. The majority of us know what's going on, but it's about not getting triggered. Remember, everyone's on their own individual journey. And it's about not feeding into that racism. It's about not feeding into that divide. You know, I can't tell you what to think. I can't tell you what. I'm just telling you that everybody comes from different backgrounds. But what I'm saying to you is that you're falling into the trap if you go down that route. You know, because that's what they want. They want you to be all full of hatred and, you know, spewing it all out. And they want you so they can trap you. So they say, there's another one, there's another one, there's another one. Do you know what I mean? And I just think that there's also going to be some big news to come in around some famous names as well. Mr. Robinson, Tommy Robinson could be one of them. So maybe there's something big to come out with him. I know he's on holiday at the moment, so possibly watch for some big news coming out with him. I don't know if he's going to be going to court, but I don't know if that's September or October, so there could be some big news with him as well. But this is a lot of this is a distraction as well, because I tell you why it's a distraction, because with the US election coming up, the US election, that could be Tommy. We've got the Knight of Cups there. He is quite fair to the hair. Let's see what's going to happen with him. Right, okay. So, no matter what you think of Tommy, he's starting some sort of, he's got a huge following. But you've also got the likes of Andrew Tate. And there's a lot of people out there don't like Andrew Tate because of what the media said about him as well. But as you know, Andrew Tate, they're both Luton lads. So you've got Andrew Tate, who grew up in Luton, who's from mixed background. I believe his father was black, his mother's white. And he's converted into Islam. And then you've got Tommy Robinson, who's also from Luton, and he's against Islam. And I don't know if they clash or not. I really don't know. I want sticking up for the other one. I really don't know, because I know Piers Morgan's had them both on shows and talked about it and stuff like that. But I agree with what Andrew Tate said. He says that they want you divided. You know, they want you to, Islam's not the problem. The problem is the government. The government is the problem. And what they're not doing is they're not checking people before they come in. So, you know, they're wanting criminals on the street. They want this anguish and everything. It's all smoke and mirrors, exactly. So you've got Andrew and Tristan T, yeah. They want unrest and war because that's what they want in this. So it's like bait. It's like they're trying to bait it all the time. And some people like Tommy Robinson, when it's in his blood and it's part of his soul's journey, will be triggered. Right? Do you see what I mean? But what I'm saying to you is I just think that I'm not going to be somebody who's going to be there, who's going to send loads of hatred towards anybody who supports anything. You know, I'm just here because I read for everybody. Do you know what I mean? But what I'm saying to you is that something's going to happen to him. I think they're going to try and lock him up as well. It's possible. It's very, very possible. It's possible that he's put himself in that situation to show the people, a bit like Julian Assange and people like that, you know. Some people put themselves in a situation and to show the people of what these rulers are like. Does that make sense? So I actually do believe that they're going to, I think there's going to be, I see bars or I see restriction. It will be temporary, mind, but they're going to do something to him. That's what I feel. Right? But currently at the moment, I believe he's on holiday with his kids somewhere. I just watched a video there. We are all healing. We are all healing. So hopefully that he gets some healing and protection wherever he is walking around in the country somewhere. Okay. I see 3 major events to take place. Okay. And according to these cards here, it's saying that it could all come off within the month. 3 major events. And they're close to home as well. They're close to home. Let's see where they are. Oh, dear me. We are definitely living in George Orwell, 1984, yeah. I'll get the crystal ball out tonight. She's been in the garden all day, so she's all charged up. Rachel Wilde, I totally agree. So Tommy Robinson does talk some sense, but he also causes division. There's a way you put it out, isn't there? But, yeah, there's a lot of hatred there as well. And, of course, it's fallen right into the hands, isn't it? We've got the upside down moon. There is definitely trickery on its way, and it's definitely coming. We've got the 7. And we've got the 5. So, actually, 2 to 3 weeks is a lot of events to take place. We need to keep our eyes. We need to keep grounded. We need to stay vigilant. There is trickery. I'm not saying that whatever comes up isn't happening. It is happening. Right? Like we've had all these riots in the UK. It's happening. But it's trickery. There's something else like that coming on a bigger scale. All right. And it's also going to happen over the water as well. It's not just going to happen in the UK. But I want to say from the top of the country to the bottom of the country, there is going to be events. The key warnings I'm getting is Liverpool. I don't know if anybody wants to write these down. Manchester again. I'm not sure if I'm getting Glasgow, but definitely Scotland, okay? London. And I don't know why I'm getting Nottingham, and I'm also getting... I see like a small seaside town. I don't know if I'm going east coast of Britain or west coast of Britain. What side's Brighton on? Is that the east coast or the west coast? But I feel I'm very drawn to down that way as well. But I just think that there's troubled waters ahead. Now, recently we've had a hoo-ha carry on where the latest government has, the Soviet government in the UK, has just recently cut the help for the heating and the for the people like the old age pensioners here in the UK. They've cut that. They've took that right away. And yet it's been just recently exposed. Tonight I've just watched somewhere that the MPs get thousands of pounds and they still get that help towards their fuel. So why didn't they cut it off them. You know, they've kept it for themselves. It's just disgusting. Where you have a little old grandma, which will be in the UK, and in this winter they'll have to like go and sit in a shop somewhere where there's heat, or on a bus where there's heat, where they're still getting that fat checks, and they're getting the help. So you know, it's really greedy. It's really quite disgusting what's actually happening. It's very evil, actually, what's happening in the UK at the moment. Yes, there's trickery. Now, I'm also feeling that there's going to be prices is going to rise again with food. Sorry that I'm getting this, but this is what I'm getting. And there's also going to be possibly power cuts. There's the sun there, and she doesn't look very happy, does she? She's being blinded by the moon. The deceit of the moon. If anybody can see that. So they've been after the elderly, and they've taken away their rights. And yet all of these people in Parliament will still be getting their benefits. I think it's over £3,000 of help that they'll get towards their fuel. So there's going to be problems here. It's so strange, guys. I'm getting the film that many of you used to watch when we were kids. I used to watch it. And it's Wizard of Oz. And I'm getting the Munchkins, and it's gone. Remember, with Dorothy, follow the yellow brick road, follow the yellow brick road, follow the yellow brick road. And I feel like that's what we are at the minute. We're trying to find out what the hell's going on here. And it's like I want to say we're coming to the peak of this, and the real Wizards of Oz are going to be exposed. They really, really are. But I think this hoo-ha is going to go on long after. It's going to hit a peak before the US election, and it's going to go on till after the US election as well. They also remind me of the monoliths which have been found around the world, the towers. When I look at that, but I'm also getting surveillance in the UK, and I'm telling you now that I'm just going to double check this, that they are watching me through the bloody lampposts. Following the gold. I like that one, Michael. Michael's just put here in the UK, and YouTube, the yellow brick road represents following the gold. It's going to get really creepy. Got the High Priestess. It's a definite yes. They definitely are. I've tested it out myself. I really, really have, without going into it. But I actually do think there's cameras inside of surveillance cameras inside of the new lampposts in the UK. So it's everywhere, literally everywhere. So watch you Brits. Do not go saying the word fuckery, because you will be fined. That's how bad it's going to be. It's going to get really bad. I'm going to pull some cards out on him. I want to know more about this guy. So I've just thought of something. So if you're on the UK streets and you can't swear, does that mean that you can't put your fingers up? Can you put your fingers up? Because that's not saying anything. It's just an expression, isn't it? Just wondering. Yes, Starmer. Give me 7 cards on Yes, Starmer. Okay. Oh my God. Right. How do I put this without getting censored? Right, I've got a stiff neck tonight. I don't know if it's this blinking dress. You know, like a halter neck dress and it's pulling me neck. Well, that's it. You could say it in a different language, couldn't you? You don't have to actually say that in the English version. I'm not trying to. I'm just saying it could be done in many different ways how you can swear, isn't it? Okay, so I feel that he definitely was handpicked for the job. I feel, to me, it's all a show. The whole thing, to me, just feels like it's all a show. Because you've got our previous Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak. It's like it was all done it's like there was no fight involved. It was as if like it was just all planned and just like handed over to them. Really, really weird. It was planned. Because look at that. And I've always said this, it's like the same penny, 2 different sides. You've got the blue and you've got the red. Exactly what Trisha's just put here. I've got Tourette's. So like if a lot of the country have Tourette's, what's he going to do then? Exactly. Okay, so it was handed to him. With a ceremony was taking place behind the scenes. A ceremony, red cloaks. I'm getting very Satanism energy, what's coming through off this. It was definitely handed to him. But I'm getting there was a ceremony. Well, obviously he's a lord, isn't he? A laird, a lord. Okay. We've got a 10 and we've got a 10. How is he going to come out? There's a woman to step in next. But I don't know if there's a man coming in temporary. What's going to happen? So the plan is that he was going to come in and cause a load of arrests, and the United Kingdom people are going to be so triggered. So it's within your control that you do not get triggered. You can be angry and pissed off if you want, but don't fall into the trap of turning up. A bit like, I talked about January the 6th, and I predicted before January the 6th, I said, do not enter that building. I said, it's going to be a trap. I said that. And look what happened. It's that same energy that I'm getting what's brewing. Okay, but there's a feminine energy what's going to come in afterwards. This is what I'm feeling. I have a feeling that he's going to be voted out. I think that he's going to go too far. But I tell you what, it's going to get pretty nasty in the UK before it gets better. And I actually do see military on the streets. There's going to be military on the streets. But I'm sure Thatcher did that. I'm sure Thatcher in the 80s, if anybody knows any different, you'll have to comment on the link below. But I'm sure in the past, Thatcher, there was some situation what got out of hand, and Thatcher brought the military in on the streets. Can anybody remember that? Two sides of the same penny, yeah? How's it going to get voted out? Where you had the situation with Tony Blair and how Tony Blair started a situation which should never have happened, where there was a war, which I believe that he should have been done for war crime. I believe that this one now is far worse. Right, so he's far worse than that. He's far worse. We've got the Tower card here, and we've got the Empress energy, and we've got the Sun. So our little island will rise again after a real strong battering. After a real strong battering. So we need to be careful as Brits. What we need to do is we need to stand strong and not get triggered. I know that's easier said than done. All right. But do our inner work. But we need not to get triggered. We need to, and I would say while this is going on, just be careful. I would be really, really careful what you're posting or what you're reposting, because they're on the hunt at the moment. They really, really are. And it's going to get nastier. But the Tower is them, and they will fall. They will fall. I'm getting... September's going to be interesting. But there will be more voting to be done. And I'm getting February, March of next year. Do you just want to remember that? And it's something he's going to do, and it's between September and November, which is going to be unforgivable to the British people. I'm actually getting pains, really bad pains in my stomach. If I'm being under attack here. I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael. Please protect this forum. Something's going to happen. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only, guys, but I am a psychic and I predict things. Something's going to happen, and it's going to be unforgivable, and that's going to be his downfall. But it's like he's going to put strict restrictions on people. With the blood of Jesus Christ, we are all protected. So we need to do the inner work. That's what's coming up very strong. But I've got an Empress energy, what's going to rise in the UK. And then we've got the Sun card. But it looks like it's going to go on. The hoo-ha is going to go on in the UK, possibly until next year. So according to Graham here, who's up in the Highlands in Scotland, ITV was calling to cut the internet here, were they? I think that, let's say there's going to be restrictions in the UK on the internet. Oh my God. Don't forget, we are the magical multidimensional beings as well, and I don't want to like feed into it, but try to raise the vibration in this forum as well. so that we can push away all that negative energy. Some things are fated and some things aren't, but this is their agenda. This is what they're trying to do. But they won't win. They won't win for long. You can't put that circle in a square. Why am I being given that? It will not fit. There's heavy restrictions to come into the UK on the British people. Yes, I think Facebook is going to be a big one. And I think with Twitter you're safe, because I think Elon Musk's not standing for it. He's you know, it's all about free speech, and it's a good thing that he's on. It's a really good thing that he's on Twitter. You know, he cannot be bought. He cannot be bought, that man. No matter what you think of Elon Musk, he cannot be bought. But there will be restrictions put on people. There's going to be certain keywords. It's going to get very heavy on across social media into the November, December. I think that I'm getting scoring. Let me just check. A bit like what they do in China. So if you're good and you're not on the naughty step, you can have more perks on the internet. Let's see if that's what's coming. And he's part of that. Here's Starmer. I think they're doing that now. I think they're doing that now without even knowing about it. We're all being watched. It's definitely a devil energy. I've said this for a while. It's a devil energy. We are going into a transition from old earth into new earth, and it's inevitable that's going to happen. So you can't stop all this great technology, what's going to take place. And a lot of people don't want that, you know, they're against it. But that's the way forward for humanity. It's been held back from where, and some of this technology has been used to hurt where. It can be used as weaponry, but it can also be used for great advantage, you know, for great things as well for humanity. And there's going to be a massive rise with this over the next 2 to 3 years. A massive rise. I'm seeing a man, and he looks like he's got, like, I don't know if he's got a cloth over his head or a balaclava. But it's a situation to come in the UK again. We had that horrible situation with the little girls. God love them. God bless them. I'm a little concerned that there's another situation to come. Let me have a look. Yeah. So, some people aren't really susceptible to targeting. And that's what I believe what happened to that young man. I'm not condoning what he did was right, because it wasn't. But I do believe that some people are targeted. I really, really do. Open, wide open, and not targeted. It's been proven. It's in the music. I'm telling you, there's a weaponry out there what's doing this to people. This is on a bigger scale. I want to send, it looks like a lot of people, and I'm getting, I don't know if it's a restaurant or a shopping mall. I think what Hazeltine said is very interesting. Also on Twitch, she said the young man that shot Trump, I also feel possibly could have been targeted as well. Yes. Let me double check that. But yeah, there's a situation coming. I want to say just stay vigilant around shopping malls, and I don't mean that to be scaremongering or anything, because I don't think we should live in fear either, because that's the enemy's winning then as well. You can always ask Archangel Michael for protection when you're out and about, you know what I mean? Everyone's got their own faith. 3 major events here. I would definitely say that that was a planned attack. It was planned. It was a frequency energy attack thing. Yes, definitely. I need to give you some numbers here for the UK with warnings. I'm getting the 16th. I'm getting the 12th. The 9th. The 18th. The 23rd. The 24th. I see great floods to come. Great floods will come over the flat part of Britain. More to come. An old village, and it's swamped. River bank bursts. And I'm getting November, December. And I'm also getting February, March. No later, there will be great big news to do with King Charles. Next year, there will be big and huge announcements coming in with the royal family. Riverbank bursting, lots of floods to come. We've got so many rivers here in the UK, so many rivers. Maybe we need to look at, if we are living in a flooded area, that we need to invest in sandbags and stuff like that, because they're a very hard thing to get a hold of if there is a flood. What's going to happen with Parliament? He's been placed in there to expose the British people how bad they are. Now you could look at it like that. Does this sound twisted? That the good guys, the white hats, are showing we how bad it is. But that's twisted, isn't it? That's a bit twisted. So then the people of the UK revolt against it. I think it's what I'm saying spiritually as I look at this, that we are all spiritually evolving. So the veil is thin, the rose-coloured glasses come off, and because we are so evolving, we're so evolved, spiritually evolved, we will just see it all. We'll see the masks falling off. We'll see all of the reptilian faces. We'll see them for who they really are. And it's really biblical times. It really is. It'll be the children. It will be the children that will bring back the UK and will be the downfall of that man who stands in Parliament at the moment. I want you to remember that. Judgment Day is coming. Careful around shopping malls. I want to send peace and angels around everybody, all four corners of Britain. Let's get a drink of tea. So I've talked about this before in past podcasts. We are all changing. And look at it like we're going up the elevator. This is what our life is. This is what spiritual ascension is. You're going up the elevator and you're going to get triggered for people on the lower because they're trying to pull you down. And just keep going. Just keep going. Doing the inner work. That's what it's all about. Some people have their own missions to do. And everybody is allowed to be who they want to be. I think there's going to be problems with schools in the UK, and I can't put my finger on why. It's got something to do with the restriction, what's going to be put on the British people. And I feel it's going to be something what's going to affect people when they're going to school or they're going to pick their kids up. I can't put my finger on what it is, but I actually do feel that there's going to be problems with people getting stopped and searched. I see military on the streets. I see police having to stop and search people. This is how bad it's going to get. But you know, I did say this a few years ago, it was going to get like this. It will get like this because before we go into cyber police, that's what's coming next. If you can, just try to be around nature, try to do nice things and get fit. Look after your family. Charity begins at home. Like today, I've been on a long walk. I've been along the riverbank. It was lovely. You know, try to be around nature. Try to do nice things. Okay. God bless the United Kingdom. We're in for one hell of a ride. But me personally, I'm not going to turn against people who are Islam. I'll not turn against them. Some of them are my neighbours. You've got the local shops, what kept us going in the community when we had the lockdowns and COVID and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? People that we've grown up with. Do you know what I mean? I'll not be divided. I think it's about just you know who you are and you know what your beliefs are. But if you are somebody who gets easily triggered, it's about just be careful. That's what I'm saying. Right now, I'm going to pull 7 cards out. On what's happening in the US with Kamala Harris and Trump with these polls. Is it true? United we stand, divided we fall. All colour, all races, colour and creeds, we all stand together. We will not be divided. Don't fall into that trap. And this is a message for everybody around the world, because don't think for 1 minute that just Starmer's behind this. There'll be other ones as well. So their plans so they can get what all controlled. I've got 8 cards here. Maybe it needs to be 8. Oops. We've got the Hermit card. And I think that's how Trump's feeling at the minute. We've got the Sun card. These are very strong cards. Dear God, these are strong cards. We've got the World card. These are good cards. Rising up. I am the tiger. We've got the Magician. Interesting. So we've got the King of Pentacles. I think that with Kamala Harris, I think that there's a very strong Obama energy behind all of this. Yes, I'm getting Obama. We've got the Magician card. So what you're seeing is sure. But that's Obama. Barack. He's in the background there. I don't know if he's backing Harris. Let's have a look. This is interesting. Okay. Trump's not feeling well at the minute. I mean, I'm not surprised he's not feeling well. There's a lot to come around him as well. Anyway, it's like chess. I've always said it's like chess, isn't it? There's Trump. He's got his red cloak on. So according to somebody here in the audience on Twitch, Biden said today Pelosi pushed him out. I wouldn't be surprised. But I did say that the whole timelines are going to change. And there's a lot of strange shenanigans going on at the minute to do with time and timelines. People have been feeling it. I know I've been feeling it. Strange things where you do something and you put something down, you know you've done it, and you go back and it's not there, or something's happened, but you literally know that it's happened because there's been switching of timelines. But I said that if it ran forward with Biden and Trump, that definitely Trump would get in. And I said there would be a switch with a timeline if that was the case, and it would be a woman, and it would be a woman of colour, if anybody was going to take Trump down. And this is what I'm getting at the minute, where my prophecies I feel are starting to come into play here. But it's strange, the more I'm pulling these over, it's strange what I'm getting. We've got Judgment here. This isn't going to be a normal election. I think there's going to be hell to play, basically. I really do. I really think the shit's going to hit the fan. I think this is going to be a huge deal. And I did say that whoever does get in this time, that it's not going to bring peace to America. The peace isn't going to come until 2028, but America is going through a massive transition. Massive. But you're not going to be able to push the blue completely out here. I think that with the polls, let me see what's going on with the polls. Wheeler dealers. They have already found illegals are registered to vote. Right, so we've got the King of Cups. That could be the woman, the man who's by Kamala Harris's side. What's he called? Look, it actually looks like him. And that's the young people of America, and they look like they're being a lot of blues. There's a lot of blues there. Vice President. Yes. Okay. Okay. I think it's clever. I'm not seeing people on turning up to a what they're called, where they promote that they go around the different states. I'm not seeing that people aren't turning up, but I think it's clever ads and it's clever how they promote things, and I think it's going to be really pushed with this. It's going to be really campaigns. So there's a lot of propaganda here. And I think that what I'm feeling at the moment is the next 5 to 6 weeks is going to foretell a lot. So we are going 5 to 6 weeks. We are then going into September, aren't we? Is Trump, there's some big news coming with Trump into September time. September, October, there's something big. I definitely feel there's an Obama connection with all of this. I've got to go with my instincts, and I've got to go with what I'm feeling and what I'm saying, and I'm not going to lie to you, right? Remember, timelines can change, right? But what I'm saying at the minute is I'm seeing who winning. I'm seeing who winning. Red October. Let's see if there could be. October surprise. I feel it's a godly thing. It's something to happen. What's going to change everything. And what I want to say is Trump has done a lot for the US, and he's awakened a lot of people. Okay, but it's not going to end the way you think it's going to end. And I'm sure I've said this to you before. It really isn't. It really isn't. Strange. What's happening in September, October with him is going to be quite shocking. And it's possible. I'm not saying it's a definite. It's possible there could be another Republican what could be replacing him. I'm not saying it as a definite, but there's this sneaky feeling of a timeline, something like that could happen. The Trump card hasn't been pulled yet. It's not been pulled yet. But it's not gonna be what you think it's gonna be. Don't forget, I don't follow other people. I'm in no clique. I just do it the way I feel. I'm gonna get me crystal ball out in a minute. Teddy, New York judge to sentence T to jail in September. Let's see. There's got to be something in the law to get that stopped. Founding fathers or whatever. If his card pulled, will it change timelines? Yes. Timelines are going to change. God's got this one. There's changes here. But I have a feeling, at the minute, I'm seeing a strong timeline that she's going to get in. I'm seeing people with blue and they're dancing on the street, the Harris thingy. There's too much money being ploughed into this. This is going to go huge, this. Maybe she's playing her part. I mean, there'll probably be people in this audience who'll say, what the fuck? But maybe that's the way it is. Maybe she needs to play her part to be the first woman. There's never been a woman. And I know there's a lot of yous in this audience tonight who want Trump in, thinking that's only the answer. But maybe she is the one. It's all about the money, Maggie. Everything's about the money. But I do know if she gets in, there'll be a lot of meltdowns. Exactly. But then again, I predict that would go Labour Britain and that lunatic would get in. In our country, it doesn't mean that I'm for it. But yeah, it looks like she's got a good chance here. Is that right? Is Tulsi being tracked? I do believe they used Biden. I really, really do. I know there's people in this audience, who didn't like him. But I always said he was used. Just an old man who was used. She's going to stand in the White House, I'm telling you. I just feel it really strong. But then again, that's how I feel today. It doesn't mean I'm going to feel like that next week or tomorrow. Or there's so much to change. And there's something here to change with Trump. Now, if I'm getting this wrong, and Trump does get in, he won't do his full. He won't do his full term. He won't. But it's not going to end the way you think it's going to end. I get the letter J. It was all planned. Everything was planned. The letter J is coming through really strong. The 12th will give a lot of answers. Let's look into the looking glass. The 12th will give a lot of answers to do with moving forward with this next election. And I think it's going to bring a lot of shocks, the 10th and the 12th. Yeah, I can't make my mind up against Vance either. He's a bit of an oddball, isn't he? Very odd. Let's see what the looking glass will say, right? Because you can't ask the cards. You can ask the cards, but you can't ask the glass ball, the looking glass. So let's do that. He's enjoying it. Wow, I've got 1,377 viewers in on both forums altogether tonight. Let's start with this. Yeah, so Tulsi criticised Harris. She's criticised her quite a few times, hasn't she? She did in the last election. and they put Tulsi on a watch list, the next day. It's all... it's the way it is, Maggie. It's horrible. Trish, Louise, did you know about Trump's plane having problems? No, I didn't. Let's see what the crystal ball has to say. Let's get a cup of tea. I had a lovely cheese scone today and a cup of tea. We went to a cafe. It's a bit like, it's called Brockbushers, and it had lovely sort of food in, and a little bit expensive. Place where the kids can go and pick strawberries, but like a farming land type of place. A bit like sort of a garden centre, but not a garden centre. And what did I got some nice stuff there. But I had a cheese scone. I had this cheese scone, was like that deep with a cup of tea, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was with my lovely lucky boy today. My lovely lucky boy, my oldest son, who, by the way, looks the double of Kojak because he's gone and shaved his hair off. He's hilarious. He's sporting these great big sunglasses. And I says, you look like Kojak. He goes, who's Kojak? I says, Google it. Kojak, who loves your baby. And he does. He looks the double of Kojak. It's so funny. And that tickled my granddaughter because she thought he did as well. But yeah, we had a nice time because my son now works up in Scotland. He works up at offshore on the wind turbines. He's got a good job. So he works away, feed his little family and that. And it was nice. He's been down. And so we all went out as a family. And then afterwards we went for a lovely walk along went to see my mother. Then we went back to theirs and had a meal. And then from there we went for a lovely walk along the riverbank, along the Tyne. Yeah, no, I used to like Kojak. Remember the intro to it? So Aura K here in the audience on Twitch. That is so funny. She's put she is related to Telly Savalas, who played Kojak. That's amazing. Well, I give birth to his twin. Yes. So Lucky Boy was losing a little bit of his hair, God bless, and he just decided to take it all off, and he really suits it. He really does. How time flies, eh, guys? Okay, let's see what's going on. Now this should be interesting. Okay. I'm going to go straight into it. Right, I'm seeing a sheikh. Is that the right word? Sheikh? In Saudi somewhere. Like a man with the cloth, with a long robe on. Like a royal man. Something big's coming off and it's to do with economy. And I'm getting 528. 528? Could that be the 28th? Or the 25th of August? Just remember that. There's problems coming with the US dollar. And it's something round about the time there's some huge news coming out with Trump. Satellite problems. Internet. They're going to say there's problems with the internet. That's something what's on a timeline and it's running up to around the election. But it's something connected with WAR. I've just seen big news coming in with Xi Jinping. And the 10th or the 11th is going to bring huge news to do with around Putin. So remember that. Also huge news coming in around Zelensky. Everything I'm telling you will fall into place like a jigsaw puzzle. But the biggest thing here is something to do with the economy is going to crash. They'll blame it on something. Start of a Middle Eastern war. Prepare. Oh God, my blood's gone all cold there. There was a little while ago I had put out this little video and I had put it on Facebook. I might have put it out on YouTube. And it was something about Death Valley. There's going to be problems. Smoke in this valley. I'm getting the Middle East, and I don't know if I'm looking at Israel, but I'm also looking at the Middle East. The time when Biden was in, and you had that situation where you had left all the army equipment over in the Middle East. Can you remember that? And I had said that that was out of his hands. He just had to make that decision. It looked like he made the decision, but there was somebody else telling him to do that. Because it was really out of his depth. Afghanistan, screw up, yes. Something else is going to come out about that. There's something else to come out about that. I see ships, and I see lots of ships, and they're trapped in the sea. I think a standoff here. I see troops going out, Middle East. Or is it east? The other way. Could be the Black Sea. East and east. Everything's a distraction, but it could cause power outages across the US. Not all at the same time, but I am getting 10 and 11, which could be 11th. 10 could be October. Do you see what I mean? Lithuania, that's near Russia, isn't it? There's going to be some big news coming in around that as well. And I'm also seeing some huge news coming in with a Navy admiral or somebody high up in Navy. Excuse me. Also huge news coming in with Millie. Some things are set in stone and some things aren't. But it is written in the stars that she may get into the White House. But it is also written in the stars. There is old cases to be brought forward. It is also written in the stars that the economy is going to crash, but they will blame Trump. They will blame Trump. Miley is now retired. There is huge news coming in with him. There will be an uproar if that is the case. Somebody has just put here in the audience, Christine. Oh no, it's not Christine. Somebody else has put. Graham. Wonder if Starmer will try and ban Christmas here. I think there'll be an uproar. I don't think he'll get away with that, but he could try. You know, anything's possible. Lots of smoke to come. Lots of snow this Christmas. We will get a snowy Christmas. I want to lift a dark cloud off Ireland. It's like we are all healing, but Ireland holds a lot of pain. And you're going back to like the potato famine, what happened, you know. And I'm sure it was America at the time what helped them. Wasn't it? Sent in supplies for the Irish people. But there's a dark cloud over Ireland, and I feel I need to lift it. Maybe it's problems to come there into the winter months. I see restrictions as well. Oh my God, I'm actually feeling that there could be some sort of WAR situation here, you know. It is short. It reminds us a bit like the Falklands. I don't know how long the Falklands went on for, but it's a similar situation. There's an invasion to come. Hell has no fury like a woman scorned. You watch for huge news to change with the Kim Jong-un family. The Kim dynasty will change. Lights in the sky. I'm now beginning to think, the more I look into this, that man has a lot more to do with aliens than we know. And it's all to do with Space Force. It's all going on fully now. Do you know what I mean? It's all going on a bit like Star Trek out there. Face recognition, problems. They're trying to bring this into play into the UK. And their plan is that they're going to sorcery a few events, tempt certain people to then say, look, we need to have this into play because it's now too dangerous. It's is it face recognition, fingerprints, which they're doing anyway on the iPhones. I don't know why I'm getting the JC big news. Now, I don't know if this is to do with places or people. I want you to remember that. Teddy, if Biden resigns, Harris becomes president, satisfying that prediction, then Trump could still win election. But wait a minute, hasn't Biden not already resigned? I'm very confused here. I thought Biden had already resigned. Or am I stuck in another timeline here? When the man stands in snow, we will know the truth. Just declined a nomination. Biden withdrew from the race. Yeah. But he's still president. All right. Well, there you go. You learn something new every day, don't you? JC. There's also going to be somebody very famous. Woman. Blonde woman. Possibly US. Shocking. Passing or something. Watch for that. Trooping of the colours. Or something like that. There's something big coming in there to do with royal carriages await. and the coronation to take place. Now that could be 2025. If not 2026, all right? But the possibility of changes with 2025 there. And also huge news coming out with Harry. Right. Now, if Trump does get in, you will witness great change in the US, and there will be a split in divided, like the country will become divided, and the new constitutions of the law will be rewritten. Things will be rewritten. And that sounds really crazy, but that's what I'm getting. If everything happens for a reason. And I tell you what, I'm telling you now, right? It will be January what will give the answers, not November. January. So maybe there's going to be a problem with the next US election, where you will not get the results straight away. And it's possible it could come in around January the 6th as well. But what's coming is absolutely huge. Put the US election to the side of it, because that's all a farce anyway. But there's something huge coming in to do with economy here. So the new global market, what they're bringing into play here, and there's going to be trade, a lot of trade. America, like a bridge of economy, where they got rid of Brexit, they're going to be bringing in something else that's got a new name. And Africa is going to be like the main hub for a lot of jobs to come from Africa. Of course, there's a lot of corruption going on in Africa as well. I mean, the snake pits go really, really deep over there. Yeah, but I actually do think there's a lot of jobs to be created and a lot of rich land over in Africa. There's some big news coming out to do with the rainforest as well. That's coming in really, really strong. And something about crocodiles. What do you have in Florida? Is it crocodiles or alligators? Is it gators that you have over there? Gators. You know what? I've seen this vision before, and I actually see floods to come and gators flowing through the street, swimming. Again, I'm not saying this to frighten anybody, but I think that there could be problems with changes with the weather to come, where there could be great floods to come around the stormy season. You do have a few crocs. Hurricane season. Big issue with the snakes. Oh my goodness. Dear God. I'm getting A2I. If anybody doesn't know who A2I is, he's me little light being, and he gives his messages from songs or rhymes or whatever. And I'm getting I'm not sure if it's the 50s song. I don't know who sang it. Running there. Do 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 do. I cannot sing. Let me have a look. There's a message in that. So let me have a look. Is it running there? Who sang that? Does anybody know who sang that? Song. Was it Sonny James? See, I can't play it because of copyright, but I want to know if it's got to be. Was it Sonny James sang Running Bear? Right, full lyrics. There's a message in these lyrics tonight. Johnny Preston. Was it not sung by Sonny James I've got here? On the bank of the river stood Running Bear, young Indian brave. Listen to this, guys, right? This is a message for America. On the other side of the river stood his lovely Indian maid, Little White Dove was her name. Such a lovely sight to see. But their tribes fought with each other, so their love could never be. Oh. Running Bear loved Little White Dove with a love big as the sky. Running Bear loved Little White Dove with a love that couldn't die. He couldn't swim the raging river 'cause the river was too wide. He couldn't reach the Little White Dove waiting on the other side. In the moonlight he could see her throwing kisses across the waves. Her little heart was beating fast, waiting for her Indian brave. Then there's the lyrics again. Right, the next bit. Running Bear dove in the water, Little White Dove did the same, and they swam out to each other. Through the swirling stream they came. As their hands touched and their lips met, the raging river pulled them down. Now they always be together in the happy hunting ground. Oh, Running Bear loved Little White Dove with a love big in the sky. Running Bear loved Little White Dove with a love that couldn't die. What is the message, guys? The Big Bopper wrote it. Oh, I like Big Bopper. Bring back the 50s, guys. That was such... The 50s is going to come again. Like I said, the 20s, the swinging 20s? The roaring 20s. But I mean, the 50s was after the World War, everything became good again, didn't it? And they started to build, and they were building new houses and jobs. Music changed. We're coming into something else, like another 50s. You know, we're going to get all our big boppers back. We're going to get all that great music, the great revelation. But this time it's with all the new technology coming in, and it's going to meet with man. But there's going to be a transition to get with it. And sometimes it takes evil to bring in events to put where we need to be. That's a divide. When I read this about Running Bear, it was a love that couldn't be. From two different sides. But they went together. And it's saying love conquers all, and we have to come together. Milkshake bars. Happy music again. For the younger generation. You know, like, remember the Fonzie bars and all of that, like the Happy Days, all of that type of thing is coming again. Johnny Preston, I think, was the original one, wasn't it? Johnny Preston was the original one from 1959. Great changes on our way. You can feel it in the air. And I'm getting that song by Phil Collins. Something is in the air tonight. 3 major events to take place, and one of them is a WW111. It will not be what you think. It will have us on the edge of our seats, a bit like a Beaver Pig situation. But we're in it now, really. Lots of islands coming. The figure 8's been given here. Lots of islands will come together. I think that's lots of different countries, and they'll bring in this new economy. But there'll be a breakdown before we get there, and trade will be stopped. There'll be lots of cargo stopped and blocked coming in from the east. China's involved in Russia. They're definitely all connected. It's a new connection of a new economy. They're all the same. They're all tarred with the same brushes, me nana would say. Louise, Louise, they're all tarred with the same brush. And it's true. Just because it's like one side or another, whatever you like, you know, they're all the same, these multimillionaires. You know, they're all like, you get so far up the ladder and they're all bloody at it. They're all doing whatever to get to be whatever they need to be. But there's a new change coming in globally, but where the breakdown will be, and there'll be blocks, Australia will lead the way. She will lead the way into this new earth. India will rise, but there will be great scandals to come in their parliament. I see lots of floods, lots of water, raging seas. The seas will change, the continents will change, the map of planet Earth will change, continents will change. We are living in biblical times. Great change is upon us. But remember, love conquers all in the end. We have this all planned. And we as the people, we all have the right to say no. For the new earth, for the crystal grid. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Man will turn into robot. But they're walking the monster as well. There's so many different beings walking amongst where we don't even know, and the earth is not what you think it is. It's like a sort of a hologram, and it's all entwined, and we change the program, we change the setting. But don't do it with fear. Don't do it with anger. Do it with love. Do it with compassion. Do it with conviction. Find your passion, guys, and stick to it. The shorelines will change. Japan's very, very protected. As you know, there's been a lot of earthquakes. What's happened tonight? Why am I getting tonight? Oh my God. Maybe there's something to come. I can't get that song out of my head. Running there. I've said this before. I see a lot of the Native American chiefs, which are coming in from spirit, and they're unsettled, and they're roaming the lands. They're roaming the plains over America. And they're quite pissed off because it's karmic, where the white man took the land. white buffalo here. He's just coming in with lots of love there. And he's saying that we are all, that's what makes the United States, isn't it? It's like everyone's all mixed now. But if you basically, he's saying, if you don't have Native American blood in you, you are somehow, at some point, you've been a migrant. The white hills will change in the UK. They will fall. Watch for masses coming in. New plane for man. New flying machine to come. New plane. New dollar. New dollar for America. You children of New Earth. Between the valleys, between the mountains, the red mountain, there will be smoke. And the great man will come down. And his second chief will fall. Then the new red chief will take the place. This is White Buffalo from Spirit. I send peace, I send love out to the United States of America. Expect great change by the fall. Trade will change. Is anything else you'd like to say there, White Buffalo? New aeroplanes, new flying machines to come, which will bring you into the future of where you need to be. This is White Buffalo. Sending you peace, love, happiness, good health and prosperity. Expect great change. Do not stress. But a woman will stand in the White House. That's when the dollar will change, and his face will be on coin. They are operating from the future. They know what's to come. I must go now. Goodbye. Goodbye. Whose face will be on coin, White Buffalo? Donald J. Trump. After the great fall, he will reign for short time. He will fall, not from being taken out, from here, from tired heart. That is what is written, but there is evil what has wound him. They may try and take him out. We are protecting him. But Donald J. Trump will go down in history. Whatever you say, he will go down in history. But it is written in the stars that a woman will stand in the White House. And a woman of colour. This is White Buffalo. Until the next time, goodbye. Thank you. There's a child. I see a child in the future. New Earth child, smiling. And the food is healthier. The air is cleaner. There is no plastic. There is no disease. There is no famine. There is no war. There is exposure to other life forms out there in the universe. There is peace on earth. We are now in Luciferian times. Each and every one of us is signed to come here to earth to experience this. And we must not be afraid. Our higher selves knew that we would go through this. But each and every one of us has also come back to heal old wounds, karmic roots. New Earth is upon us. Do not feel afraid. We will come through this. They are trying to take humanity out. They are trying to reduce the numbers, but they will not win. We are protected by God. And I'm going to leave that one with you. I hope you have enjoyed that, guys, and God bless. Take care, God bless, wherever you all are around the world. I'm off to make a cup of tea. And I'll see you soon. Good night and sleep well wherever you're all around the world. I'll see you again soon. Now, how do I get out of here? Oh, yes. Good night, guys.